seen some change in the residential real estate industry over the past year, where we saw incredible frenzy during the first 6 months of the year due to the incredible demand that we saw. We saw fear of loss, fear of missing out creep into the market in the spring, which continued to drive sales higher in a more rapid fashion. Supply was not meeting the level of demand. The new supply was not meeting the level of demand, which also fed that price escalation. We saw government get involved midway through the year with foreign buyer tax and some other mortgage rule policies. The foreign buyer taxes had very little impact on the new home sector of the market, other than create a little bit of uncertainty and just, take a little bit of the frenzy out of the market. The mortgage rules that we've seen, the new stress test rules that we've seen introduced by the federal government, I think will have a much more significant impact on the market than the foreign buyer tax, particularly in the entry level and move-up sector of the market. In some cases, they understand that there is a need for more supply, but I don't think we've seen the level of commitment that we require to create the environment for which new supply can be added to the market much more quickly. So, understandably, there's a lot of opposition to new development in some neighborhoods, particularly where significant change is going to result. But there hasn't been the political will to tell those neighborhoods and tell some of that opposition that we need to do this for the greater good if we want to ensure that the region stays livable and affordable for a wide range of residents and buyers. I think people get it, and I think they're okay with it when it's in somebody else's neighborhood. But of course, we have the NIMBY component. What has been encouraging is that we have seen an increase in the number of people who are being more vocal about wanting to accept new, higher density models of housing in the region. We saw a development in the Commercial Drive area this year, which was a rental development that was in really a commercial area with residential in behind it. Saw considerable opposition, but that's where I think we saw the YIMBY side of the conversation start to get more vocal, and thankfully the development ended up passing. I only hope that we can see more of that occur as we move forward. Continuing to push governments. I love the new campaign that ICBA has in British Columbia, the Yes campaign that they have going. And the way in which they're doing it, I think, is very practical and very common sense. Sort of opens people's eyes to say, yeah, you know what, that does make sense, that we do need to get more housing into the region. If we have 3,000 people a month moving into the region, as Metro Vancouver suggests that we do, we need to make sure we're providing those people with enough housing to make sure that it remains affordable. It's government attacking demand. And really, as Brian Yu from Central One Credit Union suggested, 15% is really nothing for these people. If you consider that they got a 30% currency advantage by coming here in the first place, the 15% has really only eaten away half of that currency advantage that they gained from coming here in the first place. So that 15% really, if anything, they were just annoyed that they were being targeted, and so they sat back for a little while. And in the single family market, you are seeing some of those buyers just sort of sit back to see what happens. And at the high end of the market, if they can save themselves $1 million, then they'll do it.